I lose everything and half of my head.
So what grade would you give the current Andrew Oldness-led administration on the handling of Hurricane Melissa?
Want some money? Me no live nowhere. Hunger kill me. All of me house blow down.
Everything when I'm not on right now, brother, I not help. So what I want to be now, brother? So you need to come help, brother.
Before and after. So we're talking about the leading up to the hurricane. Did we have a proper shelters that were actually stocked, equipped with safety equipments, first aid, and enough food for the residents of that shelter? And how about responses to the heavily affected areas like Black River, Westmoreland, Trelawney? What grade would you give currently? Like, what is the grade? Would it be a A minus or a B, a C, a D, or an F? What do you say? So we have seen reports where there's a shelter in Lacovia. So there was a shelter. We have seen like a report from Sky News where there's a shelter in Lacovia, right? I believe Lacovia is in Black River vicinity, right? And the person for the shelter was actually holding a sign outside. Yeah. So what we have to keep in mind while you're grading, right, is that the first responders, right, that from Black River, from Westmoreland, from Trelawney, remember, them people that get wiped out. The first responders, so we're talking about any military personnels, right, that were deployed to that area prior to the storm, any police department. We're talking about the fire department, because you see the mayor for Black River actually came on, I believe it was on Fox News or one of them channels, right? And he was actually talking with two superintendents, police superintendents, and they're completely crippled. There's nothing that they can do. They're closed in. All the roads are blocked, right? So them can't help nobody. The people them have to help themselves by breaking into the supermarkets and take what them can get. So while you're grading, right, take all that into consideration, that it was like a complete catastrophe. Yeah, where government agencies within the affected areas couldn't do nothing to help the people them. So they had to wait on the military from outside. So we're talking about Upper Camp that is in Kingston, and personnel from all government workers from all over the country to come in and clear the roads to get into Black River, to get into Westmoreland. And you're seeing like aid going into those areas over the last, I would say, day and a half, 2 days, right? So the cleanup to get into Black River, that took maybe like 2 days. Yeah, to get into Westmoreland, maybe like 2.5, 3 days to get into Westmoreland, and they're still working, right? Certain limitations that I've experienced is the lack of aerial support in the island. So that is an area where the government can actually improve in that area by purchasing more military helicopters, have more helicopters in the island, right? Because we're in the tropics and we're exposed to hurricanes. Every year there's a hurricane season. Yeah. So even if it's a category 3 or 4 like we had with Beryl, or now we have a category 5, we always get hurricane. So we need as a country to invest more in aerial support, right? And not have to depend on the United States or any other country to come and provide aerial support for us. Yeah, so I think that's one weakness that that is pretty easy for us to fix, because I think that was the main challenge. Yeah, even though the roads are blocked, so that's beyond the government control. Yeah, them can't do nothing about that. So the only way they had, right, to get help to the people is to clear the roads, because the helicopters, some people are saying that they had 16 helicopters. Yeah, but this is what they were using the 16 helicopters to do. They're using the 16 helicopters to, one, fly around the officials, right, that need to go from point A to point B. That is critical. The officials need to move to assess the damages, right? And then two, they had to focus priority on sick people who are on their dying bed in the hospitals, yeah? So Black River Hospital gone. A lot of other hospitals within the area blow away, yeah? So they may have to bring the supplies into these hospitals, right? And triage patients from those hospitals to other hospitals. So that was actually occupying the helicopter. Could they have designated like one helicopter to like drop food? Possibly, yeah? But in the midst of a chaotic situation, it's like looking from the outside in. You're gonna have a lot of ideas, things that you would have done differently, but you have to be like in it as an official to really like experience it. Yeah, I mean, of course, I'm sure they welcome criticism and see like ways how they can improve, because remember, it's one Jamaica, you know, and that these situations, you know, it's not supposed to be anything about any politics, yeah. And that was one thing that Mr. Buchanan was calling on, say we should like unite, you know, do away with like party lines and unite and find like the best solution to help these people moving forward, because it's not over yet, yeah? This is like the first, talking about 4 or 5 days after the storm, yeah? And we still have people in Jamaica that are actually outside in the element. So possibly I would say like the people them start get eat now, them I get food in them belly, right? And this is gonna continue until the people that, boy, I mean, I don't know, this is gonna have to be like an indefinite thing, you know, because the people them, everything blow away, like where am I gonna work? All of the businesses downtown Black River gone. So there's not going to be any jobs in that area for a long time. To like demolish the entire Black River and build it back, we're talking about maybe like 2-3 years. So where them people they are going to work, them people that was like actually working downtown Black River. In parts of Westmoreland, I'm not sure like what the working situation is in that area. If the local businesses got damaged, more than likely, yeah. So that's going to be another problem in Westmoreland. I haven't seen much footages coming out of Westmoreland, right? But I know the homes in Westmoreland was heavily damaged. So those can be repaired with some lumber, some government assistance that would be able to repair, right, pretty quickly. I would say give that maybe like a 6 months turnaround. So all of the wooden structure then, right? So we are say maybe a 3 to 6 months turnaround, where if the people them get the nail, the lumber and all them thing, them can build up at them structure and have a home again, you know. But as far as like work, I don't know. We may see a migration from those areas into Kingston and St. Andrew and into other parishes. Yeah, I think we're gonna like the people in Kingston and other parishes have to brace for like a mass migration, because even when the people them rebuild their homes, right, them not gonna have no work, them not gonna have no money to come in. So when you're in that situation, you're not going to depend on the government every day for food coming in, because we are prideful people. We want to go there and work and provide for ourselves, yeah? If you're in a farming community, it's going to maybe take a while to regrow all of those crops that was damaged in the storm, you know? So it's like, yeah, the farmers, them hold out, but those who were employed downtown Black River, how long them are going to go without work? 3-4 years? I don't think so. So those people are going to be looking, they're going to be moving and looking for employment. When Black River is built up, who knows what the city is going to look like? Could be a totally brand new city. Based on what I'm seeing, everything don't just have to be demolished and start over from scratch. So it's like the perfect opportunity now, if everything is demolished, is to build back better. Yeah. If everything is gone, it's to build back better. That would make the most sense. Yeah. So as far as like grading go, you have to look at like what the government was actually facing. I know right now it's like the early days, right? And people are suffering. There's a lot of people who lost their lives, you know. People are frustrated. You know, they must say, why the government never come sooner? Yeah. But remember, the government was also in those areas affected. Remember, you have government agencies in every single parish, you know. You have local government, you have mayor, you have councillor, you have police department, you have some military station in each of the parishes. So you have government officials there, but the government officials on the ground were affected, they were crippled, them cars mash up. So them couldn't respond. Yeah. So I'm sure our officials did not expect that those local government officials would have been crippled. Yeah, I'm sure they had supplies, because even the mayor said him supplies them gone. The supplies that he had in the container wash away, spoil, no good again. You know, so the I would say where I wouldn't say failure, because it was just like a catastrophe. Yeah, it was like a catastrophe. What I would say is improvements needed is aerial support. We need better aerial support, because I think we were crippled in that area. As far as like moving in, there's nothing that you could have done. Like when roads wash away, like you can't repair the roads right away, and no, you can clear the roads, and I think they did an adequate job of like clearing the roads to get in, because you're talking about miles upon miles of trees and debris in the road, and to get that done within 2 days, to get all the way to Black River. Because remember, you know, some parts you have to go through Black River to get to Westmoreland, and if you not go up on the highway. You get what I'm saying? And I believe to get to the masses, you have to go through through Black River, through St. Elizabeth, right? To get to Westmoreland. So that was like the process that the government was actually taking, you know. The goal was to get to Black River, you know, and then you start seeing like international help coming in, you know, which is good. But yeah, let me know what your grade is. I mean, some people would say a F if they're directly affected. You know, some people would say, let's give them a B minus or maybe a C. Like, what would be like a adequate grade in this case, right? So let's rationalize this out, right? So the government agencies within the areas, they couldn't respond, so they were crippled. Yeah, you can't put that as a strike against the government. Yeah. So aerial support lacking, so they would move from an A to a B, right? Because that's something that should have been covered. We should have more aerial support in Jamaica to drop food, yeah? So you move them from an A to a B. And then you see, as far as like their responses going in, I think that was adequate enough to get to the people then by ground, yeah? As far as the shelters, the emergency shelters, based on reports, they're saying that it was not adequately stacked with supplies. So they didn't have enough food, they didn't have enough emergency kits. So they would have moved from a B to a B minus or a C in some cases. Yeah, because the emergency shelters should have been stocked. Yeah, you know, the hurricane was coming for days. So the emergency shelters should have been stocked to the brim. Yeah, and have security personnel at those shelters guarding whatever stuff that needs to be distributed. Yeah. Yeah, so you would say government grade should be right now around maybe like a B minus C plus. B minus C plus. Where they get dinged the biggest is the aerial support. That is the because the people them now say the government need to fix but them house right now. They must say them hungry and them need food and they must say where the government, because really and truly remember, so the people them go out and they bought food for the hurricane, but the hurricane blow away everything. Everything gone. Yeah. So let me know what your grade is. A, B, C, D, F. Cha-cha. It's rough. We will recover as a nation. Build back stronger and better. And please, Mr. Hurricane, leave me alone. Too. I beg you. I'm out. Salute.